You are listening to Radio Cardiff 98.7 FM, and this is Unity in Our Community. And we are here today talking all about this incredible project, the Birth Partner Project. If you're just tuned in, we've been talking about how this project is such a unique and special project. Sinnead is here with me, and they are looking for volunteers. So we're going to go into a little bit about, like, if anyone's listening and they think this might be for them, we'll just do a quick recap, and we're going into details about like what it is, the skills that you're looking for in the volunteers, basically, Sinnead. So tell us kind of like what you're looking for, like when you're looking for these special volunteers for this amazing project.
Okay, so firstly, being committed is really important because we do invest a lot into the training, and there's ongoing training and ongoing support. So being able to commit for 18 months is ideal for us, and being available to be on at least one birth team every 6 months. And as I said earlier, the support looks like you're working on a team as a birth partner with 3 other people, and you're going to meet that person that you're supporting around 34 weeks of pregnancy. From 38 weeks, you're going to be on call. So you would have submitted your availability for 8-hour windows over 4 weeks of support. So 2 weeks either side of the due date. Again, you're working in a team with other people, so you might not be available one day to be on call, but yeah, maybe you have more availability on certain days at certain times, and all of that can be kind of negotiated and communicated in advance. So you are supported by your team and by myself as a volunteer coordinator. And then once that on-call period kicks in, you're going to be there probably at the labour at some point for an 8-hour stretch at least. And we can't predict when babies are going to come. It can happen quite quickly. It can take a few days, especially if someone's going through an induction. And then the postnatal period does quieten down a bit, but it's just as important because women really do need support when they're bringing their baby home. So we encourage at least weekly visits between that team of 3 or 4 women. And some people might prefer to see more or a little bit less. And then we wind it down. We have a debrief with one of our trustees who's an ex-professor of midwifery, and myself, and is a space to ask questions about what you've witnessed and to kind of leave anything that might have been trouble you in that space as well. So that's the commitment. We expect people to, be passionate about supporting people through birth, to have some kind of idea or to be open to learning about the asylum process. Because that solidarity is really important. Supporting self-advocacy, being positive and calm is really important as well, bringing a sense of non-judgment into the role. We do use an online platform to support kind of how we report cases, so just kind of brief notes after meetings. And for the rota that I mentioned, but that's all kind of basic IT skills that most people have, but we can definitely support people and support people with devices and data as well. So if you are an expert by experience currently seeking sanctuary and you need help with accessing tablet or data, that's something we can support.
Yeah, so if there was someone listening who wanted to signpost somebody to this, how do they go to your website or?
Yeah, if you wanted to refer, as you said, somebody to our service, you can get in touch with us through the website or through email, which is info@birthpartnerproject.org. But we do have a lot of our referrals come from CAVIS, which is the Cardiff and Vale Health Inclusion Service, which is in the Royal Infirmary. And a specialist midwife there is usually our main source of referrals, or partners such as Oasis in Cardiff, or the Red Cross, for example, are usually how we get our referrals. So, if the woman or birthing person that you'd like to refer has a midwife, I'd recommend going through the midwife first to make that referral.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's a good idea. So the midwives they know all about it, and they can,
Most do. Unfortunately, we can't reach everyone, and we are really tiny projects. So awareness building is huge for us, but we do try to, get in touch with student midwives as well, so we catch them in their learning so that they know this exists in Cardiff. But we have a good relationship with some midwives already, just building.
So there could be a student out there that was listening, and so it's basically on this leaflet it says it's emotional and practical support, really. Those are the main sides of it.
Yeah, definitely.
So you're kind of, did you say how long before the birth? I mean, I guess it's dependent on when you meet the mother, really.
Yeah, at the moment we do have a high volume of service users, so we can't really meet before 34 weeks.
Okay.
But it will be sometime in that third trimester.
And then through the labour, and then 8 weeks after birth.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we have a drop-in session where women can come and have a cup of tea, bring their babies up to 2 years old. They have a free lunch, which is provided by Atma Lounge in Cardiff. Very generous of them to make sure we have a hot meal every week. And our maternity wellbeing officer, Emma, has done an amazing job the last 6 months of making sure that we have really skilled facilitators come in and do baby massage, well-being sessions, and just creating a really relaxing space so that even after that 8 weeks, I think it's really nice for the volunteers to know that the women they've supported are more integrated into their communities and are making friends with other mums like them.
Yeah, because it can be lonely, can't it, after you've given birth? Like,
Yeah,
it's
for
such
anyone.
it's such an intense time when after you've given birth, and you're like, especially if you're a first time mum, because you don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And you've got all your hormones as well, which kind of like drop off, and then you go through, like, you can get depressed. You can, like, I remember, I think when I had my son, it's like you have all this expectation, of what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
And then it might not necessarily be that. So having that extra community support, and those, obviously you do signposting as well, but also just to build up a kind of network. Yeah,
that community and the integration part is huge for us. We signpost to lots of different services and really encourage women to tap into the local baby banks and other classes, the local Cardiff hubs as well. There are loads of free events and sessions. We're actually meeting today with someone from Cardiff Council who has a wellbeing project where people can be mentored on their wellbeing by another volunteer, which is lovely. So behind the scenes, we're always trying to extend our awareness about other services in the city.
Are you able to share any little stories or any kind of things that have touched your heart when you've been working on this project? Because I mean, obviously it's really it's really a privilege, really, to be there at the birth of a child, like coming onto earth, it's like it's quite I don't know what the word is, really. It's
no privilege is right, definitely. Anytime I get a text message from a woman to say that their asylum claim has been accepted, I always cry. And I just think, because I know that it's for a lot of people just a really long wait. And to know that they've thought of me to let me know as well, to know that I've been beside them on that journey is really emotional. So that stands out. I can't even think. So many stories. I think recently I was at a birth where I came in with my doula hat on, and I wanted to get the nice oils out, and I was playing really relaxing music. And this woman was having quite a difficult labor, and she turned on this rock music. It was Eastern European rock music. She blasted it, and then she just not screamed in a painful way. Obviously there is some pain in birth, but she just was really she just did birth her way, and it was really, really inspiring, and she was cracking jokes and just rocking out, and I was like, wow, this is not what I trained for, but everybody is so different.
Everyone is different.
It was so cool to just
I got told off for swearing when I was in it by the midwife.
Imagine.
I was like, I think if there's one time that I can actually swear, it's now.
yeah Definitely.
But it is a privilege to be there, and also just now you can get those text messages, and you know that you're in that person's heart forever, aren't you?
I'd like
because
to think
that's
so.
such a you always remember who was there,
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
Yeah.
and so get in touch if you're out there. Say if you're a student midwife or you've got some experience, or you're just don't have to necessarily be a mum, do you?
No, not at all. We have such a lovely mix in our cohort. We do have student midwives. We have people who are retired. We have teachers. We have full-time mums. We have an amazing volunteer called Manon, who's just finished her mindfulness course, and she contributes so much to the project. She's not a mother at the moment, but having that flexibility really complements the volunteers that do have children. So having that mixture is brilliant. And like I said, you don't need any kind of medical skill or background. There's a lot of training involved, but this isn't a medical role by any means.
And I'm just assuming that it is female led, isn't it? It's all.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so just to add that in case.
For the volunteers it is, but we're of course respectful of any kind of identities of the service users. So that's why we say birthing people as well as women. Okay.
So let's just read out so it's www.birthpartnerproject.org. And then you can look on there and get all of the information. Also on Unity in our community, I'll share the details as well on our social media. So I just want to say thank you so much for coming in. And if you're looking for an incredible volunteering opportunity, you're in the position to volunteer, you want to get more experience, for example, you're a student, or, maybe you're thinking about going into that kind of midwifery or being a doula or things like that would be an incredible experience, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And we definitely welcome anyone with kind of social service skills, working with children, working with forced migrant people, anything that kind of relates to this caring is all very relevant.
Yeah, I guess if you were working in the care sector as well, you've got that caring nature.
Yeah.
I've got a friend who's a care worker, and we often talk about it. And she was just saying she instead of saying health, it's healthcare assistant, isn't it? Yeah. She was saying healer.
Nice.
Which I really liked, because all of those people out there working in these kind of roles, whether it's in the NHS or care home or wherever you are, or, doing care at work at home, you are a healer, aren't you? Because you're listening to those people and,
you're facilitating their healing. Really special.
So shout out to all those people, those incredible people, and all the incredible people like yourself who work in this project. It sounds fantastic. So I take my hat off to you guys, because what an incredible project. Yeah, so I hope it goes from strength to strength, and I hope that from this interview you get some callers or some inquiries about becoming a volunteer. So thank you again for joining us on Unity in our community.
Thanks so much, Jess.
Yeah, we'll see you soon, and you come back and talk about your stuff as well one day,
I will,
because you do other things which are exciting, I'm interested in.